So we've all seen a ton of examples, a ton of situations where people will get canceled by Twitter for the most just insane reasons that make no sense really at all. But for once, I can actually say I completely understand all the backlash here and all the hate Kim Kardashian is getting, and I can actually get behind the idea for once, which is rare. I think the only other time I've ever agreed with cancel culture wholeheartedly was with Shane Dawson. I think that was the only time anyone has been appropriately canceled and actually made sense. But as you guys are gonna see later in this video, the backlash Kim Kardashian is receiving, I think it is 100% deserved and it makes complete sense. So with that being said, to jump into it here, the reason Kim Kardashian is being just canceled on Twitter, why people are just outraged with her right now, is because of a tweet she put up 2 days ago now. And this was actually in a thread of tweets. I'll go ahead and put up the first one here. So Kim Kardashian started off this Twitter thread here with 40 and feeling so humbled and blessed. There is not a single day that I take for granted, especially during these times, when we are all reminded of the things that truly matter. Now you might be wondering, like, what's wrong with that tweet? What are people up in arms over? I don't really see the problem here. Well, if Kim Kardashian just left it there and, ended it off at that tweet, there probably would be no backlash. But after a couple other tweets, she followed the situation up with this tweet here, and this is the one that has everyone outraged. And it says, after 2 weeks of multiple health screens and asking everyone to quarantine, I surprised my closest inner circle with a trip to a private island where we could pretend things were normal for a brief moment in time. Now, I mean, just for starters, off the bat, it's probably a bad sign when your tweet has 56,000 likes and 44,000 quote tweets. That's usually not a good sign, but who knows, maybe everyone is just congratulating her on this trip to a private island. Now, I mean, just immediately, one thing that I thought was kind of interesting about this tweet was that she told all her friends and family to quarantine and probably get COVID tests and stuff like that for weeks. And then she, quote, surprised them with this trip to a private island on her birthday. How exactly is that a surprise? You told them weeks in advance that maybe you didn't tell them they were going on this trip to a private island to pretend like the pandemic didn't exist, but you were like, hey, I have a surprise, guys. Just stay home for like 2 weeks and get COVID tested. There's only so many possibilities as to what could be going on there. They knew something was up. They knew they were going somewhere at least. So that's not really much of a surprise if you ask me. But more importantly, why in God's name did Kim Kardashian think it was a good idea to rub this trip to a private island in everyone's face on Twitter? I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're in Kim Kardashian's position with that much money, why not do something like this in the middle of a pandemic when you can't really do anything? It's not that safe to go around people out in public and stuff like that. Why not make sure everyone gets tested for COVID and then fly them all out to a private island where nobody can catch it and you can just hang out without masks and stuff? It makes complete sense. But the flexing on Twitter is wildly unnecessary. Like, people, maybe somebody in their family is dying in a hospital with this virus, and then they open Twitter to see what's going on, and you see Kim Kardashian flexing her private island trip. It's so out of touch, it's ridiculous. So I went ahead and screenshotted some of the top replies under this tweet, and here's the first one. It has almost 40,000 likes, and it says, cool. People have had to say goodbye to loved ones over the phone while they died alone in a hospital, but need trip to post all over social media while the world suffers. So humble and so down to earth. Truly. I mean, really, what was the thought process there? Like, the rest of the world is suffering in this pandemic. People are literally dying. People are losing their jobs, stuff like that, and you're just like, why don't I just go ahead and flex my my vacation to a private island where me and my friends just pretended like the pandemic didn't exist. I'm sure everyone would love that. Another tweet here says, "Good for you. I lost 4 months of pay, still tied up with unemployment and have seen a significant drop in future earnings. I'm helping my daughters with childcare and virtual school for my granddaughter. Still haven't gotten my 2019 tax return. Glad you had fun." And she actually ratioed Kim here. This has 64,000 likes. I believe the original tweet had 56,000. So she ratioed Kim Kardashian with this one. And she makes a really good point. It's like, read the room before you post something like that, you know? I cannot imagine in a million years how she could have possibly thought that would get positive reception. But anyway, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this situation down in the comments. Is Kim Kardashian completely in the right for flexing her private island trip on everyone in the middle of this pandemic where people can't even go to the grocery store safely? Or is she just completely out of touch with reality? Let me know what you think. But with that being said, that's where I'm gonna wrap up this video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at RelexYT. And other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.